Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It has been months since I've sat down and filmed a video for a multitude of reasons that I'm not going to get into right now. But I'm really excited to get back into it, and I'm really excited to be doing my first video back with the book that I'm going to be talking about. I hope that made sense. It's going to be my third episode, or this is going to be my third episode of my underrated book series. And I'm just going to jump right into it because I'm really excited and I don't want to intro, I just want to jump right in. And I'm going to be talking about A Forbidden Fate by Kaven Hirning, I believe it's pronounced. And she is a Instagram content creator. I think she does like TikTok as well. And she's also an author, obviously. She wrote A Forbidden Fate. And I found her on Instagram because she does skits of the characters in A Court of Thorns and Roses. She does skits where she pretends to be the different characters of the inner circle. And as you know, I love A Court of Thorns and Roses. It is my all-time favorite series. And her skits are, when I tell you, I am laughing out loud. I'm sending them around to my friends. I die at these videos. They're so funny, and like she makes up like conversations that like she feels like they would have. Like they're not from the book. She's not like reenacting a scene. She's making it up and like pretending that she's Cassian or like Rhysand or Nesta or something, and she's like making up these conversations that she thinks they would have just because she has like such an understanding of the character, and she does different voices, and she's just literally hysterical and just like speaks to my heart of like A Court of Thorns and Roses, and I'm obsessed with her. So when she announced that she was coming out with a book, obviously I had to read it, and I wanted to read it when it first came out, like about a month ago at this point, but I was just really busy and I couldn't, so I was finally able to pick it up. I was on a flight for a wedding I had to go to in Florida, and I basically read the entire book between the flight there and the flight back. It was just, I knew it was gonna be really good because of like the books that she really likes are basically the books that I really like Sarah J. Maas and Jennifer Armentrout, and just basically all of my favorite authors. She reads all those books, and she's just hysterical. Like I'm actually obsessed with her skits. So I just knew she was just gonna hit a home run, excuse my French, but like she just did. Like 5 out of 5, 100% recommend. Like this book is so good. And what I love about the book is how relatable the dialogue is. So one thing that sometimes authors can screw up is the dialogue is just so unrealistic. Like nobody actually talks like that, right? And like something like about like historical romances too, where it's just like, but at least I can give you like the benefit of the doubt of like, well, I guess maybe they did talk about this in like the 1800s and I'm like, oh, blah, 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 blah. But it's just like cringy to read. And so this book, reading it, sorry, it's just on my Kindle because I bought the Kindle, and I did buy it in hardcover as well because I need it on my bookshelf, and I just wanted to support her. And she's already coming out with the second book, thank God, because I need it like yesterday. It's just so good, and like the tropes in it are just like classic, but like she puts a fun spin on it, and it's just like, it's so good. It's so good. Like that's so freaking helpful for you, but like honestly, like it is just really good. Okay, so to give you a little bit of like a summary about what the book is about, and I'm blanking on the characters' names, so let me just take a look. Okay, it's so good. I'm just like reading it, I'm like remembering now, so I can't. Okay, so we have our two main characters, Idalia and Brazen. All right, she has a little pronunciations guide in the beginning, which also like genius, thank you, so I don't say it wrong. Adalia and Brazen are going to be our two main characters. Adalia is the princess of her kingdom. I'm not going to go into super detail of names and stuff because it's just going to get confusing and you're not going to remember anyway. Adalia is the princess of her kingdom and Brazen is the prince of his kingdom, and essentially they are warring and they've been enemies for centuries and there's a bunch of issues. And then we have our third kingdom, Lachlan's kingdom, Prince Lachlan, who then becomes king. You find that out in the first chapter. We're not ruining anything here, no spoilers obviously. So we find out right at the beginning that these countries are warring, that they've been at war, and Adalia is basically sent to Lachlan's kingdom to marry him. She gets a letter that his wife has died, and you know, she is going to go over, marry him, make peace between their kingdoms, and then together they can essentially wage war and win the war against Brazen's kingdom, or against, I guess, his dad's kingdom, because he is just the prince, not the king. Obviously everything goes to shit, and we have kind of our close proximity trope, if you will. So some of our characters are in forced proximity to each other, and I'm trying not to ruin anything, but kind of give you guys a little glimpse. Are in forced proximity between each other, and we have some enemies to lovers. We have some can't touch but want to touch. We have a little bit of steam, just enough. And something that I think she did really well is she gave us enough steam in the first book to kind of like satisfy our craving, if you will, but not just give us everything before we like really were ready for it. You know what I mean? Like, she's teasing us. She's giving us a taste, but we can't have the whole cookie yet, or whatever the frick that saying is. And I just love that. I don't like when authors rush into it because they think that that's what we want, and if they don't give it to us now, we're gonna lose interest. And it's like, no, don't rush it, because if you give it to me too soon, then I'll lose interest because I've already gotten it, right? Like, I don't know, like what's that saying, like, you want what you can't have, kind of. So I loved the amount of like sexual tension and steam and like just like, and normally I'm not a fan of enemies to lovers. I just think that trope is like really like overdone, and it's just like give me a break. But I just think it's done in a way where it's like, because of the backstory you get, it's really interesting, the enemies to lovers trope, which is another thing that I really liked about, well, two more things that I really liked about this. I like everything about it, obviously, but two more things. I like that it's dual perspective. So we get Adalia's perspective and Brazen's perspective, which I like. So you can kind of hear where both of them are coming from. You get to see when they're not together, kind of what's happening, which is nice. And then the other thing that I really like about it is not only the dual perspective, but the, I guess, like dual timelines. You jump back and forth from like the present of what's happening when they're like in their like mid-20s to what happened to them when they were kids, and I guess like kind of how they got to this point and why they can't touch. And I don't want to give anything away, but yeah, just everything about this book, perfection. And I keep cursing because I'm just so passionate about this book. Yeah, and I'm just really excited for the next one. Like, I actually can't wait. So yeah, I would say obviously it's a 5 out of 5 for me. Obviously I would recommend to a friend, and that's really all I have to say about it. I hope that was enough of an explanation. I know I'm talking really fast because I'm so obsessed with it. Yeah, that's pretty much all I have. I hope you go read this book. I hope you like it as much as I do. And if you do read it, please leave me a comment down below and let me know your thoughts. I'd love to hear from you guys. But yeah, that is all I have for today's video. Please like this video. Please subscribe if you're not already, because it really supports my channel. And I really appreciate it. So I guess I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.